What's happening, everybody? Okay, yeah, my wife's gave me these cool glasses for Father's Day, and so as you can see, they're camcorder glasses. So she was like, "Yo, you should make a video of your garden." So I'm like, "Okay, yeah, okay, I guess I'll do that." But well, actually, I didn't say that, but I told her I was taking a lot of pictures, but she's like, "Nah, to do a video." I'm like, "Okay, cool." So here's my video. So as you can see, this is my garden. This is a what they call a kiddie pool garden, and I'm using Walmart bags. You can use any one of these, any recycle bag like this. And the reason why I use these bags is because air goes through these bags, and it aerates the garden. And so a lot of people, I explain to people, hey, this is what the garden looks like, and they go, oh, that's cool and everything. There's plenty of videos I can send people to, but they rather, hear firsthand what I did exactly. So I'm gonna start down here, and let me look at my water levels, and I'll explain that in a minute. Water levels are fine. All right, so pretty much these pools right here are from Family Dollar or Dollar General, one of those two. Dollar General, I think. They're like $8. And so inside of a pool, you see I can fit five. I can fit six of these grow bags. That's what I'm gonna call them. They're just Walmart bags, 50 cents. So, and just to show you, these are Walmart bags. You can see Walmart right there. So I can fit six in the pool, but what I also did, and I'll come over here, is if you can see that little plastic tubing, I did have this rig where it could feed itself, but I got two little ones and they like to come out and feed the garden, water the garden and stuff like that. So I'm going to break down my entire garden right now. So first of all, seeds do not cost a lot of money. Um, you can get seeds almost anywhere. I am going to invest in probably more organic seeds for next year's garden. Um, but seeds they're pretty cheap considering the amount of food that you get. Look at that bee right there eating on my garden, but it's all good. So one of the things that I want to show you is with just a lot of love and not really that much effort, but a lot of love, you can grow almost anything on your garden. So I'm in Georgia. I'm going to start down here, and over here, this is my watering system. I'll explain that in a minute, but I'll start down here. So this plant right here is red kale. And so as you can see, I planted red and I planted blue kale. So right now I can harvest some of this blue kale and eat off of that, which I will do. So the interesting thing is the red kale costs like 3 to 4 times more than blue kale. You see my bugs. The bugs, they don't really bother me. I have a lot of insects, but they don't bother me. But the seeds cost the same amount of money. So I grew the red, I grew the blue. Hey, what's the difference? I don't know. They both taste great. I made a smoothie the other day with some of this red kale, and I'm like, man, it's pretty good. But as you see, I can get ready to harvest some of this kale, and kale is more of a cool weather plant, so I'll go ahead and do that. Now over here, these are my string beans. This variety grows in the bush, so it doesn't need a whole bunch of vine. And so what I found was, you see how this one is leaning a little bit? What I found was the plants, maybe I needed some more dirt or something like that. I think I only got about 6 inches of dirt. But the plants started to fall, so I did stake those. But I had these tomato, what do you call these things? These tomato thingies from last year. So I just used them to support the leaves because they're just going to be a bush. And so you can see I got some babies on this one coming in, but it just for support. Right here, this is cabbage. It's got some cabbage. Again, cabbage is more cool weather, so I don't know how good it's going to do. We've had 90, 100-degree weather down here for a long time. So if you can see past here, there's a hole right there. That hole's about 2 inches up, 2.5 inches up. And so what you do is, if you pop a hole over there, only thing you're going to do is water the bottom of the pool, and the water will just overflow. That's my overflow or my drain valve, whatever you want to call it. So some people ask me, well, what's these rocks for? This is just pea gravel. The pea gravel is to keep the algae down. So does it eliminate it 100%? 99.9. I mean, it does a great job of eliminating algae, and also keeps mosquitoes away, so I don't have mosquitoes growing. So here's some carrots. So my carrots, they're totally not ready to come out, but they're growing out. These are what they call overseeded, so I'm going to have some interesting results with the carrots, but that's okay. These are watermelons. So these are a little small variety of watermelon, but you see that watermelon? Oh, look, a little salamander or lizard back there. So you can see him in my video. He's kind of startled me a little bit. But this is my watermelon. So what I'm going to do is, it gets a little bit bigger. I'm going to take a what do you call that? Stocking or something, and I will slip it inside of there and then tie it so that it can hang by the stocking. So my watermelon, that should be about the size of a soccer ball when it matures and gets bigger. I think there's another one around here, another little baby one. But in any of his, well, I know I saw another one, but I'm going to be able to grow watermelon without a problem on my deck. So that's going to be pretty cool. Right next to it, this is cantaloupe. So haven't seen any fruits yet, like we have with the watermelon, but the plant is very healthy. So I'm just looking for some fruit, but it'll grow the same way. And I saw a couple of videos that said the cantaloupes grow in pairs, so I'm going to be able to support those and just tie them to these grates. Now this grate, or whatever you want to call it, this is from when we moved in to the house. The original owner had a lot of this stuff in the basement, so I took it down to remodeling, and I just used it, just something for the vines to hold on to and grow up. So down here, these are jalapeno peppers. So only thing I can say is I have peppers yet, but I pretty much started probably a month. I'm a month late of when I should have started my garden. These are spring onions, so overseeded again, so I'll have a whole bunch of onions. And then these are like Spanish onions, so I mixed the onions together. I didn't care. It wasn't that big of a deal for me. Here's my babies right here. This is corn on the cob. I forget the variety, but as you can see, I'm 6'5", so this corn 7.5 feet, or yeah, about 7.5 feet tall. It should get maybe to 8 feet. But let's look at the corn. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. You can tell the corn because it kind of bulges out a little bit. So that's 4 right there. 5. Yep, I think that's 1 coming. So corn on the cob. Oh, 1 right here. So the funny part was, did I know I can grow it in a container? No. Oh, another thing is mulch. Some people ask me like, what is the mulch for? Well, the mulch is to keep the moisture in once the plant reaches a certain height. So for plants like these herbs, I would not put mulch because it should be underneath the roots of the plant or the stalk. But I have healthy plants. There's no disease. The bugs love them. The flying bugs. I don't have really ants. I sprayed for some ants and stuff like that. I have these are just sweet peppers, but different colors. So that's gonna be cool. Right here, I had strawberries. I bought a package. It had bulbs. What they say, like 10 bulbs or whatever. So I'm not gonna get strawberries this year, but I will get them next year. From the they'll come back each year, so that's gonna be pretty cool. Right here, I originally had some tomatoes, but I bought this plant. Well, I'm going to explain some of these other plants in a minute. But right here, this is a Brady Boy tomato variety. Now, here's the funny part. I probably have more plants in here than I need to, but I'm okay with that. I feed them. Usually maybe 2 plants, so technically I could cut the small ones, and I'll probably do that. I'll just take out the smallest ones, whoever doesn't have any fruit on it. I already kind of did that. I pulled one out and put them over here. But let me get back to some of these plants. So these are collard greens, and again, they like cool weather, more of a fall, early spring. Right here, this is basil. So the cool thing about like basil and other herbs is you cut them down. The stalk was up here, cut it down, and the new stalk comes. These are my herbs. So I have cilantro, parsley, oregano, and this originally said it was rosemary, but I'm convinced that I double planted oregano because this is rosemary right here. Now this rosemary I bought from Home Depot. They had a sale, four plants for $10. This stuff smells so good, so I'll get rid of that. So right here, this is what they call a Bib lettuce. So it's obviously overseeded. It's a ton of plants in here, which technically it shouldn't be, but guess what? I don't care. I planted a whole bunch of lettuce. Now the cool thing about lettuce is I can grow this in water. I can hydroponically grow this in the house if I really wanted to. But I had last year I had a bunch of lettuces and we did great, but we've been gravitating more to kale. Now this bin right here, this entire bin is pretty much Home Depot. I want to show you the difference in the pool from Dollar General and Walmart. So, step back some. The Dollar General pool is roughly looks like a 36-inch pool. The Walmart pool is way bigger for the same amount of money. So, where I can fit probably 6 items in here, I can probably fit 8 bags in one of these pools and taking up roughly the same amount of space. So Home Depot had a sale on their plants that were already started. And so I went and bought a couple of things. I bought the rosemary right there. I bought two kinds of mint. I bought there's a spearmint and there's a peppermint. You can tell the difference. Well, I can't. There's a difference in the leaves, but my spearmint is on the left, my peppermint is on the right. And let me tell you, this stuff, you do not want to plant this stuff in the ground. This will take over your entire yard. So I always, like every week, I'm cutting this stuff down. I cut it back and then I dry it and then I'll make tea, but I'll put it in my smoothies. This stuff adds life to smoothies. If you make smoothies at home, put some fresh mint in it. You will fall in love with the flavor. I mean, it's that good. So another way to tell the difference in what I planted is I use forks, and I just wrote what was on there and then I stuck it in the ground. So the stuff from Home Depot has the original tag, so that's a cucumber. So let me see if I can just locate my tags. Yeah, right here is spearmint, and over here underneath it all, look at all these roots. And this plant was not this big, peppermint. These plants had a lot of space like this one when I put it in here, but they just went crazy. This tomato is just extra from this plant over here. So let's look at some more of the Home Depot stuff. These are cucumbers. So only thing I did a little different was I'm training the cucumbers to latch on. Sounds a little crazy, but all you do is push the plant. So here's a little vine right here. You just push the plant next to the grate. It needs something to latch on so it climbs up. So I'll come out here in a couple of days. This will latch on and climb up. So getting back over to these cucumbers, the thing about cucumbers is they act the same way as melons and stuff, and they will start producing fruit, or you'll see little cucumbers on there. But my main goal right now is to get them attached, to let them grow up the grate over here. I push them all the way to the side, and then as they grow up, then they will produce fruit. Now these trees are already producing fruit. So these are two tomato plants, and let me see if I can find the stakes. The stakes are in here somewhere. Okay, right here. Okay, so this one I have this one says Somerset heat tolerant tomato. So what does that mean? It can get as high as it wants. It's going to produce fruit. So I believe that's what this one is, that is producing the fruit. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Got 4 right now. Getting a little crowded in here, but they don't mind. I have two tomato plants inside of a cage. And then this one on this side is going to be a lemon boy. So it's a hybrid tomato that's going to stay yellow like a lemon. So that's this guy with has 3 fruits. And then we have some peppers. As you can see, got my peppers. So over here, these are going to be yellow when they mature, and this side is going to be orange. Let's see, right here. So I have yellow bell, I have orange. So you can see this little leaf is doing to that one pepper. So I'm going to take this leaf off. It's blocking the sun from that guy. Now, this is what you want to do with tomato plants. You see me shaking them? I'm tapping, giving them a little shake. You gotta come out here every day. This is tomato sacks and pepper. You do with the peppers too, because this shaking is stimulating the flower to pollinate. Trust me, I've had tons of tomatoes, and you do the same thing with peppers. So these little flowers right here, and this flower right here, as you shake, you stimulate it, and it grows fruit. So now, let's look at maintenance. Very simple. 2 gallons. This is a 2-gallon. It originally had that little nozzle on there. I cut that off. I don't need that. I collect rainwater. You see, I dislocated the elbow. I install this flex pipe. This is rainwater. And so I have not used regular water in 3 months. This is all water from rain, and there's a valve inside that overflows in here. So pretty much all I do is I water the pool, and I look at the back, see the water level rising. When I get about there, I stop. So even on this one, I just fill it up with water until I see it water level rise. See the water, and I stop. Probably gonna need more water for this one. And all it does is feeds the bottom of the plants. The soil, you see the color of the soil is always dark because it always has water. The plants are only going to drink what they want. They're not floating in mud. The air, in conjunction with the like that Walmart bag, it's like the perfect combination to grow your food. And as you can see, I really don't have too many issues. So yeah, you see I piled up all this water, but guess what? It goes throughout the whole pool. Everything gets fed. Alright, so that's pretty much it. What I do for fertilizer is I add water, then I'll put fertilizer, Epsom salt, or like a tomato fertilizer, and I will stir it up. Roughly 2 gallons will be enough for each pool. So this is my first batch of growth. The cool thing about gardens is that, about growing food, is that you kind of get 2 seasons down here, because you got your spring where you harvest in the summer, then you plant in the summer, and you'll have a fall crop. So I will be able to eat off of all of this food for a long time, and then I'll go ahead and replant for like probably sometime in early August. I'll be able to plant for stuff in October, even early November, because the stuff is still, especially like greens and broccoli and stuff like that. So this is my garden. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm having a lot of fun. My kids have a lot of fun. They're three and one. They come out and water this every day. And this is, I mean, low maintenance, very low maintenance. Oh yeah, I did talk about these strawberries. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. This is how you grow on a deck. Um, Very cost effective way to grow food. Total investment, including dirt and rocks, may have been 100. Yeah, probably about $100. All of this dirt didn't cost me. I think that was about 5 bags of dirt. Each bag was 2 cubic yards. Now the other thing is, in the wintertime, what do I do with all of this stuff? Well, you take these bags, you tie them off, you keep the dirt in there, you tie them off, and put all the rocks. I'll put all the rocks in one of these containers, and stack the pools and weigh them down with that container and get ready for next year. But that's about it. The only thing, like the mulch, I probably just look at all this mulch I bought. I didn't need all this mulch, so I'll just save it for next year. And that's about it. When next year comes, and my bugs love my food, so when next year comes, you add some lime to the dirt and use it again. Now, if you have any plant that has disease, then you don't use that dirt, of course. But this is my garden. We're having a whole lot of fun with it, especially this corn. This thing is freaking me out because who knew you could grow corn, um, grow your own corn on a deck. And I just use these cages because it's been windy and this stuff bends, and I didn't want it to go anywhere. And the other thing is the rocks keep keep these things from toppling over and high wind and stuff like that. So if you have any questions, just comment below. I'm trying to answer as many as I can. Talk to you guys later. Have a great day. Bye.